his contributions in ornithology. So A.O. Hume, Alan Octavio Hume, he was a civil servant during British rule, and he is also credited, he is remembered as father of Indian ornithology, who did lot of studies on birds of India, Indian subcontinent, so to say, because it was before partition. So there was one hornbill which he discovered for the first time from Andamans. And what was that? It was found only on one particular island, which was named as, there are so many islands in Andaman Nicobar Islands, we say. So one particular island has given rise to some unique hornbill species. The name of that island was Narcondam. So A.O. Hume described that hornbill under the name Narcondam hornbill. But in Jammu also we have hornbills. That is called Indian grey hornbill. So A is enough. So let us shift to B. B is for what? B is for beauty. Beauty comes from biodiversity. When we focus to our scenic spots, it may be Kashmir, it may be Ooty, it may be Shimla. Wherever you go around, you sometimes in your hectic schedule, you want to go out and enjoy the beauty of flowers, butterflies. We are now creating butterfly gardens, that kind of look. Here also in this college campus, I could see a small spot. So B for bonds of these various animals, plants also. So these bonds are indispensable. You can't say these bonds are just only as a superficial friendship. Basically, they are serving the purpose of biodiversity maintenance. Biodiversity thrives only in nature where different kinds of food webs and food chains work day and night to sustain each other. So without flowers, without trees, without plants, you can't have photosynthesis, and no photosynthesis means no food for herbivores. And obviously if there are no herbivores, then what carnivores will eat? So this is a intimate, you can say, coexistence in nature. So B is also for Baheda. Baheda is very important tree because in Ayurveda, A is also for Ayurveda. So B for you see the Baheda. Baheda is also visited by the many birds, especially Indian hornbill, Indian grey hornbill, Aciceras virastris. It also eats its fruits, and even humans are very fond of eating its seeds. Seeds are more nutritious and tasty. Even I have not seen, but I have not eaten basically. I have seen the tree, but not eaten. So one day I have to do this experience also. To how it looks, but it has nutritional and medicinal value. Seed of Baheda. B is also for another genus under hornbill, Buceras. A for Aceras is also hornbill, and B is also another genus, Buceras. And Buceras bicornis is very important hornbill of India, where the states have declared them as the state bird of Kerala and Arunachal Pradesh. So they have focused on that. And in Nagaland, we have a Kisama festival. Kisama is a location, place. On 15th of December, each year, they celebrate this Hornbill festival, where they had the tradition of decorating the hornbill feathers earlier. But now because of wildlife issues, so they are now told to have some kind of murder rather than actually killing these birds. C for conservation. So we need to conserve because anthropogenic pressures, they are putting stress on the natural wilderness. So unless we conserve these interrelationships, they will be jeopardized. And once you lose these relations, you may lose some species also, which is connected to that particular tree, flower, bird. So D is also for dodo, if you have heard. Along that theory was ultimately not proved, but there was some naturalist, a Temple, named after Temple. He had this theory that particular bird, Mauritius, used to be the habitat of that dodo bird, but as a zoological name. Now it is no more there. More than 350 years back, it perished from the Mauritius. Dodo is Raphus cuculatus. This is it looked like pigeon size, but it have a very clumsy or unproportionally large beak, and it was not habitual of flying also. So it was indiscriminately poached and hunted. Ultimately, it left the world. So this is called as dead as dodo. So we have the phrase also. But this particular tree was this bird was associated with one particular tree, which is now called as Sideroxylon. Sideroxylon grandiflorum, also called a dodo tree, because of that misnomer, misinterpretation that dodo ate its fruits. No doubt it was eating, and only because of the gut excretion through gut they could germinate. This hypothesis was ultimately not proved. So there are so many other creatures, even turtles, some giant sizes turtles were also they were also eating its fruits. So, but since it was talked about for some time in that 17th century, so it got its name as dodo tree. But at home, in our Jammu, this campus, university or college campus, you have one particular tree pie, which also is named under the genus Dendrositta. It is not that difficult to remember. Sitta is also genus. Sitta castanea. These are birds. Different time you will find them. They mostly on tree trunks. They go up and down in search of food. Some insects. But here I am talking about particular long-tailed bird, which you must have come across. Dendrositta. Dendro. Nothing is not difficult. Very easy. Dendro means tree. Dendron. Dendroid habit. Sometimes bamboo also is looks like tree, so it is called. It has a dendroid habit. There are animals also which have dendroid shape. For example, some sponges. For a layman, it looks like dendroid. They are stationary at one place and then they have branching. So earlier forefathers or even scientists, explorers, they named trees, plants after some peculiar feature. Even in Dogri, this particular Dendrositta bagavanda is called as Rufus tree pie. It's a tree pie. But my local Dogri name, because this year's International Day of Forest had the theme focused on traditions also. So traditional way of looking at biodiversity. So they had local names also. For example, Dendrositta was named as Langad Dumba. Dumba means the tail is very peculiar in this bird. Tail is, you can say, the extraordinarily very long in this bird. It's a omnivore. During Eid time, sometimes it's also coming to search some kind of intestinal material is available to eat. It's also called takachor. Takachor means bird has also been maligned. It has the habit of thieving. It may take, even if you have kept some kind of taka, so it means a coin. But these are local names, they are Hindi names. Malayalam name is different, Bangla name is different, Kashmiri name is different. So we have to understand surrounding biodiversity even with the help of our local names. So Langad Dumba. Langad is Dogri name for langot basically. Langot, if somebody has seen earlier, it used to have very long tail like thing. Earlier our people used to have. So it got its name as Langad Dumba. Otherwise it is called as Mahalat also. Mahalat also basically. In my childhood I understood this Mahalat. But ultimately somebody clarified, no, it is not Mahalat, it is Mahalat. Lat is bad habit. Bad habit of what? Thieving. It is coming to your courtyard and stealing some food material or whatever. This particular bird. E for what? So E is, you can say, the endemic species, also for endangered species. So there are endemic species. You must know few. For example, northwestern Himalaya we have Chilgoja. Chilgoja is a kind of pine tree, also eaten by many birds. For example, Himalayan nutcracker. It has the habit of eating or foraging on nuts, pine nuts. We have pine bunting also. So these birds have the special preference to have the pine seeds. Basically, they are naked seed trees, gymnosperms. So they don't have fruit. So basically, whatever you see, that is a nut kind of seed. So Chilgoja is found only in part of Himachal Pradesh and Afghanistan also. So you can say this particular region. All over the globe, you will find only in so-called northwestern Himalayas, including part of Afghanistan. The tree which, another tree which is unique to, which is endemic to Andhra Pradesh, Eastern Ghats, it is in the trade. And there was a, recently 4-5 years back, there was a movie also. Red Sanders, Rakta Chandan. But what was the movie name? Pushpa. Yeah, very good. So sometimes if I forget, you can help me in recalling that. So that was also based on smuggling of this particular timber obtained from a tree which is restricted to some Kadapa islands, and this is Andhra Pradesh, so-called Andhra Pradesh. Telangana maybe now. And now it has been introduced even in Jammu. God knows whether it will come up or not, but it stands introduced in. So when you plant some kind of Ban Mahotsav or tree plantation, you must be very specific to plant the trees which are endemic, which are endangered, so that you have the access to conservation role also. You are assisting those trees. You will say, I will plant mango. Mostly people say guava laga diya. But they are already available and under cultivation. They are not under threat. So you should choose some endemic, endangered species also. F is for flamingo. The name itself is connected with flame. And one particular tree which we see around, it looks as if the tree is on fire because of the fiery red flowers during holy time. That is called a flame of the forest. Butea Monosperma, Palash, Dhak. Dhak ke teen paat. If after my lecture, if I put you some question, or even among yourself you are conversing with each other and asking, nothing you have enriched. Your wisdom is same as it was before lecture. So then one can say, Dhak ke teen paat. Even madam can say, if we organized guest lectures and you were told this, you have not grown, you have not enriched your understanding about biodiversity. It means Dhak ke teen paat. When you don't grow or enrich, you are same as you were before. So that Dhak ke teen paat. So that Butea Monosperma tree has given the name to first battle which laid the foundation for East India Company to rule India. Which was that first battle? Battle of Plassey. When it was what? 1757, June month. In June, all around Palash flowering was in abundance, and a location near Bengal where the first battle was fought. That area was full of Butea trees, Palash ke trees. Even name of Dhaka, capital of Bangladesh, is after Dhak because it was growing in abundance. Obviously, with the urbanization, they must have cut. You may find now only few trees left. But even in this campus might be some of the Butea, Palash, Dhak trees felled. Even in university also. When you have to go for buildings and other infrastructure, definitely you will cut some trees. So, but these locations, Battle of Plassey tree is also the name of the tree, Battle of Plassey tree. Otherwise, Flame of the Forest tree. Otherwise, it's also called a parrot tree. What is the connectivity with parrot? Because its flower looks like parrot. So, it was Sanskrit scholars who named it as Kinshuk. Shuk is parrot. Shuk is parakeet basically. In India we don't have true parrots. We have parakeets. True parrots are macaws, which usually sometimes we find in zoos, and they are native to American. So other particular F I was referring to flamingo. It is in Gujarat. It is in South India. They are coming and they have a very they are algal feeders. They are eating mostly phytoplanktons, very microscopic suspended unicellular photosynthetic organisms which is form the phytoplankton. But even zooplankton omnivore that way, but their body is looking more red. So because of that red tinge, they were also called as Lal Raj Hans. Like Hans. Hans is another name, bar-headed geese. This is also Raj Hans, which our Gharana mostly they come during winter time. So F is also for flamingo, F is also for flame of the forest. And flame of the forest tree, it has nurtured our culture, it has nurtured our paintings. Many painters have painted its beautiful flowers. Not only that, a particular bird which used to come to Jammu also during winter time and still, but not that commonly now coming because we have modified the habitat, that is called as Gulabi Maina. Maina is Gatari, Acridotheris. Acridos is again a grasshopper. Acrida tarita is one of the name of the grasshopper. So it's a grasshopper eater. That first person who named its genus, he thought it is eating grasshoppers. So he named Acridotheris. Theris means eating. Eating what? Not fruit, but grasshoppers, locusts. So it was named Acridotheris. So we have, but of which particular Maina I am referring, it is now in another genus that is called as pastor. So like pastoralism, pastoral and nomadic behavior, coming and going. So it is a little bit migratory kind of bird. So it has a rosy wings. Wings are rosy. So it's called Gulabi Maina, but it has the connectivity with our particular Tesu ke food. Gulal, the flowers of Palash, they are called Tesu. Tesu ka gulal, even Mathura, Vrindavan, Krishna, Radha, Holi, they focused on these natural gulal obtained from the flowers of Butea Monosperma, Palash, the heart. And this particular Maina I am telling you, Gulabi Maina, is also named after Tesu as Tesuari, the which visits the flowers of Tesu. This particular Gulabi Maina. Otherwise, it's also eating insects. But during flowering time, it is coming to visit them. And this was the wisdom of our elders. They associated Tesu, Tesuari. जहाँ टेसु होगे वहाँ टेसुआरी आएगी. Not solitary, but they coming in groups, large congregations. And this particular Gulabi Maina, now called as rosy pastor, otherwise pastor is the genus also now. Pastor roseus. Roseus matlab gulabi, rose, roseus. This was also implied by China to overcome the attack of locusts. They were spraying insecticide, pesticides, and then somebody thought of this rosy pasture. So they invited these rosy pasture by putting artificial nests, and then they devoured all those locusts. So much so that there was a hunger kind of thing among the juveniles of this rosy pasture bird, because they could not find the locusts, all were eaten. So there was also ultimately young ones were dying without food. So they are one of the, I think, the largest number of this particular bird you find on this earth. But they have ecological role also. So everything you need to be judicious use. Otherwise, more birds can also be putting, they will be damaging our crops also. So there is a nature has some kind of balance. You will, each and every taxa will be eaten by some other taxa, some other animal or plant. So ultimately, you have F के बाद क्या है G. Gold crest is another bird which is found, but also Galerida cristata. Galerida cristata is called skylark. The William some poem, an ode to the skylark. It used to be in our syllabus, and it's a very singing bird. Its song is very melodious, early morning. It is found here also. इसको बोलते हैं स्काई लार्क. Otherwise, it is genus Galerida, G. But G is also for one particular tree which is called Ginkgo biloba. It is a living fossil tree, national tree of China. Stands introduced at Jammu University also, but historically it was planted at Lal Mandi in Srinagar by Buddhists. Bodhi has this tradition of planting trees. So this Ginkgo biloba existed during dinosaur times. Can you imagine 272 million years back? Means 2 crore साल पहले इसकी नस्ल आई और still it is surviving on this planet Earth. And credit goes to Buddhist planting, religious planting. Otherwise, nature में some part of China, maybe in wilderness. Otherwise, this survives only through planting. And this particular tree has witnessed the Hiroshima Nagasaki bomb blast, and everything got burnt down. Nothing was alive. Even trees were burnt, including these Ginkgo biloba trees also. They were planted in Hiroshima Nagasaki at that time. But after 1 year, they got new shoots. And means harmful radiations also spared its survival. So now scientists are understanding its chemistry and its genetics. Can we put that kind of gene or something which can also, we can also have a longer lifespan? And there are already medicines, Ginkgoatin. It is given for many people who are suffering in old age due to dementia, Parkinson's disease, loss of memory. So these all are hit and trial methods, experiments. Sometimes it is proved, sometimes it seems to be just a myth. It is not scientifically proven, but definitely people are interested in biodiversity. H is for what? H is for, you can say, horse chestnut is very important tree of Jammu and Kashmir and Himalayas, which is called in Dogri as goon. But in Punch area it is called ban khodi, and in Kashmiri language it is called han doon. Doon is walnut. Han doon means hangul ka doon. Hangul is our state animal, deer. And doon is a walnut. But this walnut is not common walnut which we eat in our house. Basically, this is a wild tree which has a very beautiful flower. It is usually planted in Mughal gardens also, but it is also used as veterinary medicine. So, I is for many things. Indian hornbills. We have many animals and plants which have the Indian crocodile, Indian this and that, but also ibis bill. Ibis bill. It is found in Kashmir also. Ibis bill, a kind of water bird with long, very long and curved bill. So ibis bill. J is also for jay. We have common jay in forest, in temperate areas. J is also for, you can say, Junonia. When I name Junonia, can you tell me what I am talking about? It is a butterfly genus. And you know, this stands declared as the Jammu Kashmir UT butterfly. Blue pansy, but genus is Junonia. Aurithia is the species. Junonia aurithia is the species of what? Blue pansy. We have many pansies. We have many Junonia. Junonia almana, it's a peacock pansy. Junonia ithita, it's a chocolate pansy. Junonia aurithia is this one. Junonia, so many. Yellow pansy, many butterfly, and all these are found in Jammu. K is for kilo deaths. So natural rate of going extinct, that has been multiplied 1000 times because of human pressure, because of indiscriminate land use changes, fragmentation habitat, lot of pollution, insecticide, pesticides. So this, some scientists have given this theory that now natural rate without the interference of man, what was this? This was the rate. It may have taken 50,000 years to lose one species. But now this is multiple, 1000 times the rate is faster. So for this particular term, kilo deaths. So there are some examples. You can say kilo deaths means these animals are extincting very fast. So we need to take, for example, Great Indian Bustard. Great Indian Bustard, which is the state bird of Rajasthan. It is also hardly 200 left in the wilderness. and they need grasslands. Okay. We have also L, alphabet L. L stands for Lamergia, a kind of bearded vulture. So you have many vultures. Geese, gyps, many species fall under genus gyps, but they also have the common name as Lamergia. Or you have the lapwing, which is very common in Jammu, you must have seen. Lapwing is titiri. Titiri. Did he do it? Piti to do it. As Salim Ali has quoted, okay, this speaks like this, but in my Dogri language, you have Shap titiru dan I. Shap titiru dan I. And Salim Ali says, did he do it? Piti to do it, like that. L, after L you have M. M is also very fascinating flowering creeper, morning glory. Morning glory. They bloom early morning, before sunrise. But M is also for Munal. Munal is pheasant, most beautiful pheasant. This is the state bird of Uttarakhand. Earlier it was the state bird of Himachal Pradesh. But after the formation of Uttarakhand adopted this as state bird Munal pheasant, and then Himachal Pradesh switched over to another pheasant which is called Tragopan. So Tragopan is the state bird of Himachal Pradesh presently, and Munal pheasant is state bird of Uttarakhand, and it's a national bird of Nepal.